President Donald Trump had previously tweeted that he wanted to help the Chinese company. A ZTE office building is pictured in Shanghai on May 3. Get Why Senate Rejects Trump's Rescue of Chinese Firm ZTE by John Hendel, June 18, 2018, 6:35 p.m. EDT. Updated June 18, 2018, 7:34 p.m. EDT. 2018-06-18T 734-0400 CMS. Text align left, text align left, CMS text align center, text align center, CMS text align right, text align right, CMS magazine style small caps font var Eont small caps, CMS playbook style rubric color B70000 font weight bold font family sans serif. The Senate voted Monday to reimpose the U.S. ban on Chinese telecom giant ZTE in a rebuke to President Donald Trump and his efforts to keep the company in business. The provision targeting ZTE was part of the National Defense Authorization Act, a must-pass defense spending bill that cleared the Senate by a vote of 85-10. It must now be reconciled. It's a House version of the measure, which takes a narrower approach to ZTE. Story continued below. The vote raises the stakes in Congress brewing confrontation with Trump over the Chinese company, which lawmakers of both parties consider a national security threat to U.S. In a sign of the broad CKING for the effort, Republican Sens Networks, Tom Cotton of Arkansas and Marco Rubio of Florida, as well as Democrats like Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York and Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, pushed for the ZTE ban to be included in the defense bill. The White House has been scrambling to avert a showdown on the issue, dispatching Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross to Capitol Hill last week and warning that any congressional action on ZTE should respect the separation of powers. Trump will meet Wednesday with some Republicans on ZTE. Senate Majority Whip John Cornyn, Texas, told Politico, although he didn't say how many lawmakers would attend and whether the group would include any Democrats. "I think the president wants to weigh GHN, and we want to listen to what he has to say," Cornyn said, adding that obviously there's conflict between the administration and Congress on the issue. Sign up for Morning Trade, a speed read on global trade news weekday mornings, in your inbox. Email sign-up/forum by signing up. To receive email newsletters or alerts from Politico, you can unsubscribe at any time. The Commerce Department initially imposed a 7-year ban in April on American companies doing business with ZTE, saying the Chinese telecom violated a 2017 agreement by conducting illegal sales to North Korea and Iran, but ZTE soon became a pawn in Trump's trade negotiations with China. The company is the fourth largest vendor of mobile phones in the U.S. It depends on U.S. chip makers to provide many of the electronic components and warned it would not be able to survive being shut out of the American market. Trump tweeted in May that he and Chinese President Xi Jinping were working on a way to get ZTE back into business fast, adding, "Too many jobs in China lost." The president said he'd instructed the Commerce Department to figure out a way to do it. A subsequent deal announced by the agency would allow the Chinese company to operate in the U.S. if it pays a $1 billion fine, changes its management and embeds a compliance team that alarmed lawmakers who have warned for years that China could harness equipment sold by ZTE and another homegrown telecom giant, Huawei, to steal data, eavesdrop on conversations, or even carry out cyber attacks in the U.S. The Senate's ZTE provision would force Trump to certify that Chinese telecoms have not violated U.S. investigators before any lifting of civil penalties, for a full year, and are cooperating with U.S. government from purchasing or subsidizing equipment from ZTE and Huawei. It would also prevent the U.S. Despite Monday's overwhelming Senate passage, the ZTE ban could be stripped from the defense bill or modified during the conference process between the Senate and House, which did not push back as aggressively. In its own version of the legislation, House lawmakers did include a provision that would bar ZTE and Huawei from entering into U.S. government contracts TS. The White House has not said whether Trump would veto the legislation if it includes the ZTE reversal. To beat a veto, Congress would need to be RDS majorities in both chambers, which is less certain in the House where the president has many GOP allies. Vulnerable House Republicans may also be reluctant to cross Trump with the 2018 midterms on the horizon. Beijing looks for clues on U.S.-Taiwan ties as Washington set to name new ambassador to Taipei by Sarah Zhang. South China Morning Post. Senate Democrats warned Republicans not to water down language on ZTE in their negotiations with the administration. I hope our Republican colleagues will let the president know that they are going to remain firm on this, said Senator Chris Van Hollen, DMD, adding that the White House appears to be putting on a full-court press to lobby lawmakers. They cannot allow ZTE off the hook the way the administrations let them off the hook, he said. Senator David Perdue, Arkansas, a frequent ally of Trump, unsuccessfully sought to strip the provision out of the defense bill last week and still wants to target it through the conference process. He said the U.S. needs to be competitive with the rest of the world, arguing this cannot happen if we tie the hands of our commander-in-chief during critical trade negotiations. This article tagged and R. Commerce Department. Donald Trump cyber attack. ZTE. David Perdue. U.S.-China relations missing out on the latest scoops. Sign up for Politico Playbook and get the latest news. Show comments every morning in your inbox.